Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Three Idiots in a Room. And it's just two of us again.
Yeah, we really need a name change, don't we?
Yes. I think what I'm gonna do is just start naming it once I've recorded the episode, so that way no one gets confused.
Henceforth, we shall just be idiots in a room. Number vary.
Yes. that was kind of the main idea when we came up with like the whole thing. Before I even talked to you about it, like there would never be just three or whatever. But for this podcast, I thought I would be able to get like three people on a week. But
yeah, at least three, and then additionally. But now it's just we've been undershooting every time. Let's go.
Yeah.
3 for 3.
Hell yeah.
Except we don't have 3.
No. We don't have 3 people. We gotta get more people on here.
If you are listening, please join us. We don't care who you are. We will talk to you.
We don't care if you're a crack whore. We'll talk to you.
Yeah, maybe not mention that you're a crack whore, but, you know, we'll still talk to you nonetheless.
So, how's everything been going for you?
You know, it's been alright. The last 2 days were, kind of interesting. So, on August 31st, it was my 21st birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
Yeah, belated birthday to me. So, you know, obviously, what else is someone going to do on their 21st birthday other than buy themselves some drinks? So, with consultation from my roommates, we decided to get tequila and root beer schnapps, schnapps is like, you know, one of the brands of alcohol, and root beer was just the flavor that they had it for. We used the tequila to make tequila sunrises, which is orange juice and grenadine mixed with the tequila, and then we mixed the schnapps with Mountain Dew, because apparently Max's uncle said it was a good combo. I thought it was alright, the other two didn't like it so much. The only bad combination I had that night was when I mixed the tequila with the schnapps. I'm never gonna mix just 2 alcohols ever again, because that was terrible.
Oh my god. Did you get drunk?
Well, I was about to say, I had all of these drinks in the span of an hour.
Really?
Yes. It wasn't even an hour. I think it was more like 40 minutes, maybe less. So, I had, and I'm a lightweight, I'll tell you that much as well. It takes like 2 drinks for me to get drunk. So I had more than 2 drinks, and
oh god,
within that short of time, I got really loose in the goose.
Oh god, I can see where that would be a problem.
Yeah, what kind of drunk do you think I am?
I think you're the kind of drunk that has, you know, a couple of drinks, and then by the time you're on your 3rd drink, you know, you're pretty much the drunk that everyone sees in, like, comedy movies.
How so?
Like, you know, stumbling around and, you know, acting all stupid and crazy, you know?
You hit it right on the nail, man. I went to play a video game, which, let me tell, I was surprisingly good at that game still, if not a little better at it. I don't know why, but as I was playing, every time I died, I would fall out of my seat and collapse on the ground. I remember throwing my controller at one point, and to me it was like a lazy toss, but yeah. I apparently had a lot of strength in that guy, because it hit my roommate pretty hard.
Oh god.
They wanted to have me eat toast so that the drunk would go away faster. But I don't like toast, so when one of them tried shoving it into my mouth, I just took it out and threw it across the room.
Jesus.
There were a few other antics that I honestly can only kind of remember doing. But I think the true lesson comes with the morning, because I had work that morning at 8 a.m.
Oh no.
And so I went to sleep around midnight. I was still kind of drunk, but I was like, this will be fine, right? I'm just tired. I need to go to bed. Absolute hangover in the morning. I have never had a hangover before, and I never want to have one again.
Oh my god.
Especially when you have to go to work in an hour. So it started out as just like a headache, but as I got up out of bed and started walking around, I felt nauseous, and I was like, fuck, I gotta work in an hour. So I tried getting something to eat, tried drinking water, took a shower, started driving off to work, and was like, okay, alright, if I get there and I puke on the way, I'm just gonna drive back, and I'm not even gonna tell my manager what happened. I'm gonna I was like, this is a lost cause at this point. But I get there, and I'm still not feeling the best, but I decide I'm good enough to go to work. So
That was good.
I worked while hungover, and I did work it off eventually, and I managed to hide it pretty well. I think the fact that I had a face mask on helps too.
Oh yeah.
God, that was
That was probably a rough day.
When you're hungover, everything that could be disgusting invades your mind, and it turns very disgusting. Just the little smell of alcohol from your breath bouncing off your face mask. Remembering that you looked at a brand of rum called Rum Chata and thinking, what if the R and the CH were swapped so that it spelt out Chamarada instead? And for some reason, that visual of Chamarada was so vile. I swear, I almost puked off of that like 5 times. I cannot get it out of my mind. There were a few other ridiculous things that happened like that too. I didn't write them down though, because I don't want to remember them. Anyways, long story short, if you're gonna be drinking a lot, always drink water, and lots of it alongside. Like, have 1 part water for every 1 part alcohol. And if you do wake up hungover, don't have anything else going on that day.
Oh,
or at least
for sure.
for the next 4 hours after you wake up, because you're gonna need that time to recuperate.
Oh yeah. Do you think you're gonna drink anything else ever again, or was that what a one-time thing?
Well, I was drinking before this, man.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I think. Well, not to say that I was doing it active. I only started drinking after I was 20. I think my first one was back in. Fuck, was it this year? I feel like it was this year around March when quarantine was starting. We were hosting. We were starting to host parties at our apartment in January because all the RAs at our campus. We have a friend we met in our freshman year. He went on to become a RA, which is person who manages the dorm area. And then he became an RA. So yeah. Hey, where was I going?
Telling me about the first time you drank.
Yes. My point being that we had a bunch of people partying at our apartment starting on January, and that I partook in some of this drinking, but it was mostly the DD. But yeah, designated driver. So, the person who got everyone around safely.
That makes sense.
Yep.
There's a kid at work, he goes out and parties every week, and he has no designated driver.
So does he just walk home, or?
No, he drives.
Oh, that was not the answer I wanted to hear.
It's not the answer I wanted to hear either. Because I asked him, like, when he was telling me he was going out and partying, I said, well, how do you get home? Like, do your parents come pick you up? Do they not care or something? And he goes, no, I just drive home.
Should get this guy on the podcast, honestly.
Yeah, we should get Whitey on the podcast.
How old is he?
19.
All right.
So,
yeah, I guess that's a fair enough age to start drinking at.
yeah. I think he was drinking when he was like 17, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like drinking should be a thing that starts in college and not before then.
Oh, for sure.
High school, you don't need the drugs to add on to more problems in your life. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You do know what I mean, because isn't school starting up for you again in a bit here?
Yeah, it's starting tomorrow, actually. Thursday, September 3rd, for those of you listening in the future. And it's going to be an interesting year. My first semester is going to be so easy. I have English 12, Principles of Economics, Documentary Theater, Yearbook, and Phi-Ed, and then I have an early release.
Yeah, I noticed you shared your schedule on Snapchat story.
Yeah, I did.
I glanced at you. You have like 2 releases, don't you? Like one in the middle of the day too.
Well, I don't know how that works. I think they messed up our schedules or something. So I'm just going to show up at the right time tomorrow and then see what happens.
So what class are you supposed to have then?
My first class is economics.
All right.
So.
Well, who's the teacher?
Here, let me see.
Because if it's the one that I had, then you're in for quite a ride.
In a good way or a bad way?
I think a good way.
It looks like I have 2 teachers, Joshua Fisher and Andrew Sevland.
Sevland. Is that the one?
I don't know.
I don't know if either of those teachers... Maybe he retired. I forget his name, and I keep regretting that, but I remember in my senior year with economics, we had a teacher who... He wore glasses, was kind of balding, and everyone kept saying that he smoked weed, just because of how he acted in class. I would always show up there about 15 minutes early from class, because I'd drive me and my sister to school and then just kind of chill in the room before first period started. And he had so many weird things he would do in the morning. Sometimes he would bring his guitar in and play music and kind of sing to it. Other times he'd be playing this, alternative music on Spotify. Other times he'd be watching odd videos and he would have the projector displayed too. So like anyone who walked into the room would be watching these videos with him before class started.
Oh, that's weird.
I'm kind of thinking he might have started that because I was walking in, but
yeah.
Anyways, he was. I don't know if you remember my ideas journal where I, marked down people with a lot of quirks into them.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he added a fair amount to that. I'll just say that.
That's good. It's always nice to have people with quirks around.
'Tis why we are here together.
Hell yeah.
So how is the schooling going to work for you?
I really don't know. I've heard a lot of things from a lot of people. Like, I know a lot of people are saying it's BS. It's not going to be a good year for anyone. Just teaching-wise, because they're going to make us wear masks, I know that. And then we're going to have assigned seats at lunch. I don't think they're going to let us eat off campus anymore.
Oh.
Which sucks, because, the thing is, we can go through drive-thru, like at all the places around there, and we
but
can.
They just won't let you out.
I don't think they will. I'm going to find out tomorrow, but if they're going to let us eat outside, I'm going to eat outside,
Yeah, like, eating off campus was one of the things I like the most of MSUM sometimes.
Oh yeah, because being stuck in there all day, you need to get out for a little bit.
Yeah.
They're going to make us sit 6 feet apart in all of our classes, and the walks from one classroom to the other are going to be much shorter, I guess. So I'm kind of interested to see how that's going to work.
What do you mean, like the less time between classes?
Yeah, like I don't know if they're going to have the English wing open anymore, like because that's at the very back of the school. So
Really?
they might switch classes around. I have no idea how it's going to work, but I am extremely frightened.
Huh. I'm almost wishing that we had done this tomorrow so you could have reported in on all this instead of just speculation, but...
Oh yeah, I think next week it's going to be a bit more interesting on my end.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had all the interesting stuff this week. Drunk, hungover at work. What else happened this week? Past week? Oh, have I told you that I've been appearing on a different podcast too?
Oh really? No,
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
It's run by a guy who's also named Chris, but his last name is Langan.
Okay.
He's in his late 30s, and I was part of a writing competition with him over the summer. He started up a podcast called the New Writers Podcast, and so far I've shown up on there twice. So that's kind of cool. I recommend
Nice.
you all check it out. You can find it on SoundCloud or iTunes.
Okay. If you send me the link, I'll put it in the description.
Fair enough.
Anything else big happening to you?
Well, I did slay the Threlm recently, but I don't know
In a
if that's...
video game?
No, the Threlm in real life. The big omnipotent force that has been slowly taking over South America, specifically the Peruvian, Chilean region, really establishing a presence down there. I stumbled upon it, honestly. I was just trekking on down and just so happened to run into the whole thing. But I took care of it within, 2 days, so.
Nice.
Yeah, but not a big deal though. I didn't think it was that worth mentioning too much about.
Yeah, my family doesn't really call it the Threlm. That's why I didn't, realize. That's why I didn't recognize it. My family calls it the Foss.
The Foss?
Yes, F-A-Z-A.
Oh, I get why. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The Foss is his middle name. So.
Yes. So we call him the Foz. I never heard what you called him.
The Threlm.
The Threlm, yes.
Threlm Foss Last Namison. The threat to all men everywhere has been conquered.
Wait a minute. Last Namison, that's your last name.
Shit.
You guys are related. You guys are related.
What? How could I have not realized this? My father? Dad? Chris, I'm gonna level with you here. I
Yes.
don't know what I just did. I was just stumbling around there and... Shit. Family reunions are weird stuff, man. I tell you.
Mine are crazy too.
What's the craziest family reunion you've had?
Craziest family reunion I have had is, let me think. Oh yeah, the one where, everybody got angry about politics and, all the fun people left and then all the old people stayed around and talked about politics more. And, I was basically just stuck there, because we didn't want to leave until the bonfire was over. Oh wait, that's every year.
I remember probably the craziest year for me was when I was like 10 or something. Or at least one of the most entertaining. I remember one of the highlights of that being that one of our cousins had a crush on another one of our cousins. And so the boys got together, not knowing what incest was at the time.
Oh no.
And tried to get these two hooked up. And I will never forget that quest for incest that us 10-year-olds all partook in. That was a fun time. There was also this big shed that, someone started a rumor that kids were getting kidnapped in there, and one of us went missing at the end of the night. So that was a fun time too.
That's entertaining. There was one time at a family reunion where, this was a few days before the family reunion. See, what happens at those family reunions is a lot of the family goes up like a week before and helps my Uncle Dick and my Aunt Lois set up the whole thing, because it's like a whole bunch of tents and all that, and it's a big production when they do it. Mm-hmm. So we go up there and help them set up because they're really old. But anyway, I was down by the river because I live right next to a river, and I thought I heard someone screaming for help.
Oh.
So I went and got, my family. I'm like, there's somebody down there. They're screaming for help. I think someone's drowning. So we all go down there, and it turned out to be a small little kitty cat.
So you just saved a cat from the river.
Yeah. So now we're trying to figure out what to do with this thing. So we go around to all the animal shelters and such, and nobody wanted it because they were all full. And I tried calling some of my friends, seeing if they wanted a cat, and they're like, no, we have enough animals or whatever. So we ended up having to just release it into the wild, and that took a few hours. And then after that, everyone got mad at me because I found the cat and caused a big inconvenience.
Well, sorry that I was a saint. Next time I'll just let it die, If there's a small pot out there, I won't inconvenience you all with trying to save it. I'll just let it, perish. God damn.
Yeah, they weren't very, they're not very considerate people, usually. I think what got them mad was because, my Aunt Terry and Uncle Rich's kids, they wanted to, keep the cat.
Oh, okay.
So they were sort of getting all, we want the cat, and their parents were like, no.
Caused divisions with everyone.
Yeah, so I think that's why part of the reason they got mad at me, because, I found the cat and caused problems or whatever. So, that's one of my more entertaining family reunions.
Maybe they should have just gotten their kids a pet.
Oh, they had a pet, but they wanted another one.
Huh, well then never mind. Those kids are greedy bastards.
Yep, they're kind of spoiled.
That feels weird. Okay, I just realized, I just called the kids greedy bastards. I would never say that to their faces. You surely have moments like that too, where you're like,
oh yes.
And it's to someone or some demographic, you never say it to their face or whatever.
Mostly about my managers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that brings up a good point. I don't think either of us are very confrontational. Neither of us, seek conflict. Confrontational, that's the word, right?
Yeah. I certainly don't usually.
Yeah, unless it's some world-ending deity, I'm not gonna try and fight it.
Oh yeah.
There was regular old schmo. Nah, you're too tough for me. Cosmic deity. Oh, come over here. I need to brawl.
There was one piece of conflict I started up a few weeks ago. We had this little running gag in work where someone would go, hey, what's the capital of Thailand? And then you would guess, and you wouldn't figure it out, and then you would say, what is it? And then they would say, Bangkok, and then boom, slap your cock.
So So that was a joke you were doing at work, huh?
Yeah. So I brought my manager Shane up there one day because I thought it was going to be like the funniest thing ever, you know, to see his reaction to it. So I have him up there, and like the whole lobby's full of people that work with us. And I said to him, "Hey, what's the capital of Thailand?" And he goes, "Bangladesh." And I go, "Close, Bangkok." And boom, I turn around, everyone's laughing, and then he full force punches me in the back of the head. And the room just goes dead silent. And he goes, "Never do that again," and walks out.
You know what? Fair enough. You know what? Don't insult your managers. I think that's a valuable lesson to be learned. Maybe not in that way, but yeah.
Yeah.
Good play, Chris. Good play.
We could have both got fired for that.
But neither of you did. I feel like as soon as he hit you back, he kind of exempted both of you from getting fired.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's not going to fire himself along with you, unless he really hates you.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he would fire himself.
I think that's just called quitting, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Okay, no, but actually, hear me out. There are legal benefits to being fired as opposed to quitting. Like, you can apply for some sort of government. So like, he could get money if he fired himself. Would that be possible? Now I'm trying to think. I need to look this up.
I think you probably could fire yourself.
Can someone fire themselves? Why do people fire themselves? Ooh. Alright, we got an answer from Larry Bouhet, who worked at Advanced Micro Devices. It says, "I fired myself. I was working for a technology company that was going through rough times with layoffs. Although I personally was doing okay, having just been promoted and relocated from Detroit from California. After 3 weeks, this is a longer response than I thought it would be.
What's the gist of it?
Actually, no, this seems like quite the story. Almost 3 weeks after I was relocated, my boss called me to let me know that I would have to lay off 10 people in 4 cities. Since I hadn't been there very long, the decisions on who to let go was already made. Also, I then have to make the decision of accepting a demotion and another relocation, or take the package. I had until the day after termination day to make a decision. So basically, he was told he had to fire people. After being relocated to this new store, he knows no one. But the decision has already been made for him.
That's harsh.
Termination day came, and I painfully had the due to business condition discussion with all the people affected. It was a horrible, horrible day. The next day, I had to call my boss and let him know all about my decision. I tried to contact the guy who was supposed to be my new boss if I took the demotion, but he was unavailable. I tried to contact my boss, but he was unavailable. So I talked to his admin and got the lowdown. My boss was blindsided. He was called the evening before and got the due to business conditions speech. Oh shit.
Oh my god.
His boss was fired.
Wow.
He came in early in the morning, cleaned out his desk, and stormed out. My proposed new boss, who I never spoke to, also got blindsided. My entire region was split up and consolidated into other regions, and the organization chart was in shambles.
Oh my god.
The only person left that I reported to was the CEO, and no way was he going to talk to me. Oh my god, this business was dying.
Wow.
My boss's admin had a termination package ready for me in case I took that option, so she sent me the cover letter. I assembled the remaining staff and publicly gave myself the due to business conditions speech in a very humorous manner, very publicly firing myself. The next day, I packed my bags, left corporate housing, hopped into my Jeep, and drove back to California with a pit stop in Chicago to pick up my severance package. While driving through Wisconsin, my old boss called me to apologize about hanging me out to dry and express his anger towards our old employer. He was truly blindsided. I made out like a bandit though. I requested a relocation back to California. That was rejected, but they gave me an upfront tax-free bonus of my estimated relocation costs. The company was billed $17,000 for my relocation, and that's what they gave me. Hot damn.
Wow. Did you find that on...
I called the moving company, and they shipped my stuff back to California for $2,000. So he got 15 grand just for living in Detroit for 23 days.
I guess you can have shit in Detroit sometimes.
Yeah, man. Well, getting out of Detroit. He literally only made money because he left Detroit. That was why he got cash. He went into Detroit, and 3 weeks later, he left.
Oh my god.
15 grand. Can I do that, please? Please?
Did you find... Did you find that story on Reddit?
No, it's on Quora.
Oh yeah.
The Ask and Answer website. I could send that to you so you could link it. But this is... Wow. Hot damn.
That's insane.
This guy needs to... He found a life hack, man. I respect.
Wow. Did I tell you that I'm gonna start producing t-shirts?
No. Wow,
Yeah.
This is fitting after talking about business stuff.
Yeah.
Please, plug more of your merch.
Yes. Buy my merch now, idiot gang. Yo. But anyway, I'm gonna start doing t-shirts and like cups and stuff and all that through a studio that my mom, she has a friend there.
Yeah.
Who prints stuff. So I'm gonna have order forms this year. I'm going to sell people stuff at school.
Local businessman, huh?
Yep.
Really up and coming.
So I have like the cafe logos. I have some of my show logos, some other things like that. I'm excited about it. It's going to be interesting. And
I always respected the fact that you're like so willing to tackle all these these business side like production stuff.
oh yeah, I really want to get a jump on it. Otherwise, I don't think I will.
Yeah.
Later on.
Like I know personally, I would be socially intimidated to go up to someone and just ask them if they want to buy t-shirts of this thing they've never heard of. Give me money. But yeah, I like that you got that hustle.
The way I see it is I got to get the word out now, otherwise no one's going to take me seriously when,
The year gets rolling.
Right.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I've already started advertising it to a lot of people.
Slowly building that brand awareness.
Oh yeah. I'm really excited about them. I have some cool designs. One of my favorites is me with my hand on Ronald McDonald's dick.
Of course, that's one you'd sell. Of course. Why did I expect anything less? Or more? Why did I expect anything?
Yeah, it's a picture of me with my hand on a statue of Ronald McDonald on his dick. It's great.
Hold on, did you share these on your Snap story?
Yeah, go check it out.
Okay, there it is. You're just groping the man. Okay. And he's taking a selfie.
We took that months ago. I don't even remember when. I think it was January or something. But we we had ordered like hold on. I'm trying to remember. We had ordered McDonald's off of Eat Street, and when it came to the house, it was like all wrong. I mean, we got a chicken sandwich, and none of us ordered chicken. So we drive over to McDonald's, and we get there, and we are like, okay, we got this order completely wrong. So one of our friends, Peyton, he waits over, by the counter, and me and the other guy, we go over to like the little play area, and there's a statue of Ronald McDonald taking a selfie, and I'm like, dude, take my picture. And he goes, why? And I go, I have an idea. So he gets out his phone, and I go over to the statue, and we were laughing so hard that the manager actually came over to see if we were okay.
No, we're okay, sir. We're just on drugs. We're just really high right now, sir. You can go back inside. We're fine.
I mean, we basically were on drugs just without doing any drugs.
I don't think... Okay, real talk. I know
Yeah.
that's a phrase people use, but I don't think it's possible to ever get that same feeling of being on drugs just from being in your sober state. Because what drugs do is that they pump up some aspect of your brain to such a ridiculous degree that you would have to be literally an insane person in order to get that same effect without drugs.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. I've never done drugs personally, but I know there have been friends of mine who have done drugs, and the experience they've told me is pretty similar to like flying, I guess.
Like, are we talking
In the
weed
sense-
or?
Yeah, weed. Just like really relaxing and
I'd say it's more like a dream.
more like a dream.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest aspect that people don't really mention when it comes to weed is that you feel like you're having a lucid dream, but
Yeah.
the difference is that you know you're awake.
That's
And
weird.
that really screws with your mind the first time it happens. The first time it happened to me, I kept saying to myself, I am awake, and I wrote down a note on my phone to kind of prove to myself when I woke up the next day that this was not a dream, that it was a real event that was happening.
Wow.
But once I grew accustomed to that, it really was just interesting more than frightening.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you smoke? Do you smoke often?
Once a month, typically.
Cool.
Yeah. And it's only when I get together with one or two of my friends that have access to it.
Yeah. I don't know if I would ever like do drugs or anything or smoke weed. It just doesn't sound that appealing to me.
Honestly, man, when, I guess 3 years now, because I'm 21 technically, but when I was your age, and God, I feel old saying that, but a few years ago, I thought the same exact thing, that I would never drink until I was 21, and even then probably wouldn't drink that much. I would never do drugs, because the one time I did when I was 16, it was bleh.
Wait,
But-
you did drugs when you were 16?
No, it wasn't. No, it was one time at a family reunion. Someone had brought like a vape, and they had nicotine with it. So,
Oh, I see.
and I also took a can of beer. That was the height of my drug use in my teenage years. But yeah, I think, I don't know, maybe you'll still feel that way in 2 years from now, or whatever, a few years from now. But being in college, it happens a lot more. So it
Yeah.
becomes more a part of the social experience rather than just a way to avoid reality.
I get that, yeah. Um, did I mention that I turn 18 in a month?
I thought you were already 18, to be honest.
No, I turn 18 in exactly a month now. So today's the 2nd.
Well, I'll make sure to not remember that at all and not wish you a happy birthday on October 2nd.
And I'll make sure to not thank you.
You're not welcome.
Where do we go from that?
I don't know where we go from here, honestly. We feels like we've reached the cul-de-sac and we're trying to turn around, but instead we drove up someone's lawn on accident.
I think the problem here is that, like we've said before, there's only 2 of us talking every week, you know? So we get sort of caught up, like, pretty quickly, you know?
And I think, no offense, but the chemistry between us isn't as strong as it is with other friends we have.
Exactly.
Especially because we live so far away and we only talk to each other, like, you know, every so often.
Right.
So we personally do need that third person.
Yes.
I also think the aspect of having this conversation recorded is also weighing on our minds. Like, the silence just can't be a brief silence between us. It has to be filled with something. Otherwise,
Right.
Whoever may be listening at the 41 minute and 37 second mark will get bored.
Exactly. So yeah, it does sort of turn into a problem.
Which is why I would like to reiterate, if you are listening to this right now and would like to show up on this show, let us know. We will gladly talk to you.
I think I have my email on the Chris J Films channel, which you can find like right in the about page on this channel.
Yeah.
So if you go to that and then want to email me about being on the show, do it. Just go ahead, send it.
Yeah, we'll gladly meet a new person on the
Yes.
podcast. That'll be a fun time.
Yeah. We might meet a serial killer.
Do you think a serial killer would reveal that they are indeed a serial killer to 2 strangers on a podcast? I don't think that's bound to happen.
I don't know. There are crazy people out there.
Yeah, I guess so. We are inviting a lot of them to our doorstep right now.
Yes.
So please, don't knock, just walk on in the door. We have it unlocked for a reason, and that is for people to rob us. And also just for convenience, you know, when I come home, I personally like to not fiddle out my dozen keys and try figuring out which one goes into the lock again. So, you know, it's just easier to leave the door unlocked when I leave, come back, and hope that all my stuff's still there.
What I do is I just leave my wallet on the counter with a sign saying, "Take me."
But I do it. I leave a gun on the table, fully loaded. Note on the side: please, when I walk in, rob me. Shoot me if you have to. Take my shit.
Oh my
Defend
god.
yourself from me.
You know, that actually might be a good idea, because if a robber, hear me out, if a robber comes into your house and sees signs on all your valuables saying, "Please take as much as you want, we won't say anything," they're probably going to think it's like a trap, and if they touch something, the alarm's going to go off. So that probably makes them want to run scared.
I think they would get very creeped out by it, yes. But you also gotta realize, there's probably a thief out there dumb enough to still do it, right? Like, they don't think about that layer of deception. They just think, oh, well, they're making this easy, and then shove it in the bag.
That's true. I'm sure there would be people dumb enough to do that. Like, one of the people I work with. Good segue. One of the people I work with or worked with was kind of dumb in the head. She, like, I had a crush on her when she started, and I told her this, and she was like all, mushy-gushy over it, and it looked like it was going to work out. So I tried to set something up, right? And she was like, "Oh, I'm back with my old boyfriend now." And I'm like, "What?" So she apparently went back to the guy that she broke up with. Or, I mean, he broke up with her on their anniversary. So that was my cue to come in and be like, the knight in shining armor who's there to, be like, what you call it, the comforter, I guess. And it was all working out fine, and then she went back to him, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then she just stopped showing up for work, and then would text us later saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll be in for the next shift." She ended up getting fired a few weeks ago.
Well, no kidding. You don't show up to work because you're too busy having sex. I would imagine you get fired for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sex is pretty nice, I hear, but I don't think it outweighs, responsibility.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no way. There. Every once in a while, though, I'll go to Taco Bell, and there's this girl that works there. She's really nice. Like, we even call her our Taco Bell girlfriend. She gave me her Instagram one night, and another night she gave me free food.
Chris?
Yeah?
I think this is a sign.
Yeah, I thought it was a sign too, and I was telling someone about that last night, and he goes, "Oh, Jessica, she's married."
No. Okay, never mind. We're
Yeah.
just reading too far into this. She's just nice.
We all were. But the thing is, she was giving us so many signs. So, I don't know. So awkward.
It is awkward.
Then the other night I went, and some idiots were shouting at the woman in drive-thru, "Where's that pussy? Where's that pussy at?" And I leave my head out of my car, and I'm like, "Hey, don't talk to people like that." And they just laughed at me and then sped off through the drive-thru. And I go up there and I go, "I'm so sorry they were saying those things." And she goes, "Oh no, it's fine. They work here." But she said it like it was not fine. And I'm like, why can't people just accept the fact that I was standing up for them? I didn't know that, but I was standing up for them nonetheless, because that behavior shouldn't be going on even if you know them,
Yeah.
It seems to happen a lot. Like, people will stand up for someone, and then, the person says, "Oh no, it's fine." Just accept it. Makes me mad. Have you ever had an experience like that?
I'm gonna be honest, I zoned out for a bit there.
Oh, you did?
That was probably not the best time to zone out. What were you saying?
Have you ever had an experience where you're trying to stand up for somebody, but they reject it?
I can't say I have. Then again, I also haven't been in enough situations where that would be something I had the opportunity to do, and then they had the opportunity to reject me in that moment as well. So, I'm gonna say no.
It's a really weird thing to happen, And it's honestly disrespectful too. Because
What, to you?
Yeah, because I'm trying to stand up for the person, because we learned that in first grade. If somebody's being bullied or harassed, stand up. And that was my first instinct. I heard them shouting crass sexual things at a girl in drive-thru, and my first response was to stand up for the girl in drive-thru. And then I go up to the window, and she's like, "Oh no, it's fine. Just accept the fact that I was trying to help you."
I think it becomes they're more likely to accept your help the more that they know you. the fact that you were helping out a stranger and they felt like you didn't understand the situation, or maybe they didn't understand your intentions, that would be a factor within her rejecting your assistance. So I don't necessarily find it surprising that she did. When an absolute stranger stands up for us like that in a moment of conflict, we typically want them to stay away because they don't understand the full context, or we feel like it would be simpler if they didn't get involved.
But the thing is, like, if I, a complete stranger, see another complete stranger, like, being beat up on the street, it's not like I'm just gonna walk by. I'm gonna try and get the guy off of them. Like, I don't know. That's just my stance on it. And, I do get the fact that, you might not know the whole situation, but that just seemed very wrong.
Well, in that regard, that specific situation, yes, it is very... I thought that would be very wrong, too. But I'm saying in other ones...
Oh, yeah, I totally get you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah. But anyway, that's about all I got for this week. Do you have anything else?
Let's finish it off with a match of rock, paper, scissors.
Okay. I don't know how this is gonna work.
Yeah,
but,
when I say shoot, you're gonna reveal, and then whoever wins, wins.
All right.
And as we can clearly see each other's hands from 200 some miles away from each other.
Here's an idea. How about we video call?
Nope. This is the plan. Foolproof. And
plan.
Definitely gonna work.
Yeah, you're right. A video call would be too problematic.
we tried one anyways, didn't we? Zoom, and then it was giving us issues. Anyways. So on shoot, we do our thing. Okay.
Okay. Let's make the prize. Whoever wins this gets to introduce next week's episode.
All right. Best 2 out of -5. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot!
What do you have?
Well, I guess I lose. So that's, you get 1 out of -2.
Okay.
Or 5. That was 5. Alright.
Alright.
And I have -1 out of -5.
Okay.
So that's how this works. So,
alright.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot!
Rock.
Okay. Now, because this was round 2, it was worth quadruple the points.
Okay.
So, I won that round, and you lost, so you get the -1 billion points.
Okay.
And I win, which means you get to introduce next week's episode.
Alrighty. I guess 4-way streak going on there. Alrighty. Well, do you want to do the outro for this week?
Sure. We don't have a formal one, do we?
No.
Just clarifying, we didn't have like some saying we always wrapped up with. It was just bye,
Nope.
and then we're done.
Faith.
Okay. Well, this has been the 2 Idiots in a Room podcast. I hope you join us next week in a much more literal sense, maybe, as we try to get a 3rd guest on, maybe more. Yeah. If you have anything you want to talk about as well, or want us to talk about on the podcast, feel free to leave a comment down below on the topic. We'll do anything as long as it is legal.
All right.
We're not going to dive into any illegal subject matter here. Yeah. I am First Last Nameson, and this has been my co-host, Jahnke Chris.
Jahnke Chris, yes.
We've been nice having you. Thanks for bye.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba!